Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and knock this one out the way. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gents? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again, with a video that must be made. Okay? There's a video that I have been holding back on for a little bit, but today is the day that I choose to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a downside to being a young foreigner in the Philippines. I repeat, there is definitely a downside to being a younger foreigner in the Philippines, and this right here, in my personal opinion, takes the cake. But if you are new to the channel, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up, make sure you subscribe, notified, do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the Good Doc's content listed in the links in the description area below. Everything down there will also show you guys the extracurricular activity that the Good Doc has outside of the tube. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the downside of being a young foreigner. Guys, I'm old now, like old as hell, but as many of you guys know, I transitioned myself into the country at a younger age. So I can remember one particular time I had this attraction to a chick. She's older than me, basically. She might have had me by two or 3 years max. She tried to have me by 2 or 3 years. We'll just call her at the end. Okay. Now, the thing about at the end is this. I refuse to call it at the end. Because if you guys know or you don't know, the word ate is a term of endearment that basically means you are referring to someone as an elder or an older sister. You guys remember the video that I made about the last word that you want a Filipina to call you is kuya, which is like kuya Mike, or you know, kuya whatever your name is, because it kind of blasts you and puts you in the friend zone. That is exactly what Atayan tried to do to me. Now, I call her Atayan now because I can. But back then, I refused to call any lady Ate. If you only got 3 years on me, I'm not going to call you Ate anything, because at the time I was thinking to myself, if I was attracted to you and I was trying to get to know you a little better, I refused to call you Ate. But the thing is, they would, for lack of a better term, not necessarily force you, but they would recommend that you call them ate. So they'll be like, oh, I'm older than you. Oh, you just call me ate then. Well, it wasn't as if they were trying to force the term on you, but it was basically like saying, look, I look at you like you trying to son me. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to look at me no different than I'm like your little brother because you got like 2 or 3 years on me. I ain't play that shit. There was no way in this world I was going to call any chick out there. Now, in certain situations where I found that term to be hella useful, you know, in reference to getting the things that I needed accomplished in the country, I call you out there all day long. But if you were somebody that I found to be attractive, that I was trying to be something other than just a friend or somebody you trying to son like a little brother, a little bit different. So what I've noticed is you guys got to understand, let me pause this video real quick. You got to understand something about being a younger foreigner. There's definitely that group or certain groups within the Philippines that prefer older men. Okay, we've had that conversation, the older foreigner, the younger foreigner, but there are a specific group of women that prefer to date men that are older than them. How much older? It's up to them. Some women are willing to accept an age gap that is larger than most. Some are like a couple of years older will be just fine, you know? But what I come to find out is it becomes difficult, sometimes from the foreigner perspective, to try to hit on somebody that was older than you, at least during that time. Because most of them were looking for men that were older than them. You did? Now, a lot of people you may ask, Doc, why in the world would you be a 19-year-old trying to hook up with a 23-year-old or something like that? Because she was 23. I thought she was cute. Why else would I do it? Now, you might have that same question as the Doc is in his 30s. Like, Doc, why are you trying to hook up with somebody that's 40 years old? But then again, I've told you guys my cougar fetish. I can't help it. I'm going to hell anyways. It's okay. All right, I've told you guys already. If you cute and you keep your shit together and you grown and you older, so don't think for 1 second Doc go not give you a second look. Why would I not? Most of the time, cougars have kids that are older, probably college level, probably out the house maybe, or no longer under the care of the parents. Number two, most of them are looking to have a Stella got their groove back moment. Y'all remember Stella got a groove back, right? Like, this is just the Philippine version. If you don't know what that movie is about, Google it. You'll understand. This is just the Philippine version of it. We'll say Juanita gets her groove back or some shit. I don't know, Maria get her groove back. You know, so you have women that are going through that phase in their life where they kind of like to hang out with the younger gentleman or the younger crowd, you dig? So, like I said, man, opportunity knocks, man. Don't knock it till you try. But in hindsight, what I'm trying to get to, let me revert back to what I was saying. What I'm trying to get to is that you'll start to understand that as a younger expat or a younger foreigner, women do tend to gravitate more towards the older gentleman, and that's just something you're going to have to accept. And you may have situations where you might be trying to talk to somebody who might have a couple of years on you. Not saying that you will, but you might. Coming into those situations wherein a woman might try to say, oh, you know, you're too young for me. I've had a woman tell me that. It was weird. Because at the time, I was at a pretty decent age, but I was too young for her. It's weird. But I refused to call him Ate, though. And kiss my butt, man. I ain't calling you Ate for nothing. You know? Now my feelings is hurt. Because I'm like, yo, you gonna deny me because of my age? You know, it just seems weird to deny a person over their age. But again, I guess as I get older and whatnot, I still don't deny no woman because of how old she is, so I really don't get it. Maybe it's a woman thing, but yeah, I learned over time, man. That I think shit, man. That shit hurt my feelings. I just realized how bad that hurt back then. But then again, you kind of push on and you kind of push through it, and you kind of probably talking to another girl at the exact same time anyway. So it really didn't really stop your momentum. It was just, it does take you back, and it did take me back, ladies and gentlemen. So you older gentlemen out there, y'all gotta uphold. I think you might have the leg up on us younger foreigners or us younger gents. Again, I can only put myself in the younger category because if you think about the average age of the expat coming into the Philippines, I'm likely more on the younger end than I am on the more mature end. So that's kind of how I kind of label myself. I'm not saying that I'm young and like what I used to be when I first got there, but in reference to probably the average age of foreigners traveling to the Philippines at this moment, I probably fit the mold of more of the younger end than the older end. So I, to this day, may still get sunned by somebody. It would be weird if that happened now. If I wasn't in a relationship, of course. But it would be weird if that kind of got to me now. So I'd be like, yo, I'm literally at, I don't know, that pivotal primal point in your life where you're like, making all life decisions and shit, and you adulting and all that shit, but somebody try to son you talking about, oh, I'm older than you, so you just call me Ate. I ain't calling you Ate for nothing. Unless it's mutually beneficial for me to call you Ate. Nah, I'm good. But yes, Doc does have feelings too, by the way. And that chick hurt my feelings when she said, yo, you just call me Ate. I said, bitch, I ain't calling you Ate nothing. And I went on about my business, man. But we'll call her Ate Ann now, because Ate Ann is awesome. Ate Ann has connects. So, note that. Anywho, it's been my story, man. It's been a good doc, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay true. Good doc, officially out. At least nako, paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.